Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel where we always talk about books. Today we're reviewing this book. As you guys know, my book reviews have a non-spoilery section and a spoilery section. So I will give the spoiler warning, and that's when the people that haven't read this beautiful, amazing book should leave so you don't get spoiled. Because this book deserves for you to read it and just enjoy it. It's really something. I think you guys can tell from how I'm talking about it that this book gets a 5 out of 5. Let's just get that out of the way. Their rating is a 5 out of 5 for sure. It's that book that when you read it, it's all you can think about. Like you're at school and you're like, I want to finish so I can read. Or you're reading at school. I used to do that all the time. But yeah, you just think about it. You go to sleep and you're like, I don't want to sleep. I want to finish reading this book. It's just there constantly in your head. And that's when you know the book is good. Because you can't seem to put it down. And it's all you can think about. So, what is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout about? I'm going to read what it says on the back. And then we'll talk more details.
A maiden. Chosen from birth to usher in a new era, Poppy's life has never been her own. The life of the maiden is solitary. Never to be touched, never to be looked upon, never to be spoken to, never to experience pleasure. Waiting for the day of her ascension, she would rather be with the guards, fighting back the evil that took her family, than preparing to be found worthy by the gods. But the choice has never been hers. A duty. The entire kingdom's future rests on Poppy's shoulders, something she's not even quite sure she wants for herself, because a maiden has a heart, and a soul, and longing, and when Hawk, a golden-eyed guard, honor-bound to ensure her ascension, enters her life, destiny and duty become tangled with desire and need. He incites her anger, makes her question everything she believes in, and tempts her with the forbidden. A kingdom. Forsaken by the gods and feared by mortals, a fallen kingdom is rising once more, determined to take back what they believe is theirs through violence and vengeance. And as the shadow of those cursed draws closer, the line between what is forbidden and what is right becomes blurred. Poppy is not only on the verge of losing her heart and being found unworthy by the gods, but also her life when every blood-soaked thread that holds her world together begins to unravel. That was a lot.
So what can I say without spoiling anything? I really like the characters. Let's talk about that. Poppy, our main character, is really good at what she does. She is not dumbed down, or she's really good at what she does. Like everything she I can't spoil. I can't say without spoiling some stuff, but she's very capable. She's very good. She will not disappoint you. She's really smart too, which is always appreciated. And she most of the time knows what she's doing. It's not, you can't blame what happens on her. A little, but not really. This has fantasy in it, a lot more than I expected, and it plays a really big role. At the beginning, I was confused by it a little bit. It was kind of confusing because they don't use straightforward names. It's confusing at the beginning, but by the end of the book, you know exactly what's going on, and you know what everything is, and you know how everything works, and it's pretty intense. But it has a lot of world building, and I actually had heard before that the beginning was very slow, but I didn't find it slow. I found it really good for world building, and it really made you want to keep going because it left you with questions and wanting more. So yeah, that's it for the non-spoilery section. So if you guys haven't read the book, please go away, skip all the way to the end so you can see whatever I say, whatever not important thing I say at the end of the video. Are you guys gone? Can I talk now, really? Can we talk about this book? Let's go step by step. I got it all right here. The creatures. Right from the beginning when she said the Atlanteans, I don't know how you would say it. But they like suck your blood or whatever, and they leave you bloodless. But if they don't kill you, you can turn into one. Yes. I was like, vampires. But then we learned that there's actual vampires. The Ascended are vampires who actually can't even come out in the sun, who get lost in the bloodlust, which the Atlanteans can do. They're controlled. They don't have to feed. They don't have to kill to feed. They're more civilized than the Ascended, which we thought were not. I never thought they were vampires too. I'm just gonna call them vampires. And then we have the Craven, which I thought were the werewolves, but then we have the Wolven, who are werewolves because they can shift. A Craven is stuck as a wolf for really forever. They're made by an Ascended, and they are actually being made so they can scare parents into giving their kids to the Ascended so they can feed without giving away that they're the bad guys. Pretty much. Now let's talk Poppy. I really like Poppy, actually. I mean, she's smart, she's capable, she knows how to fight. I was so happy when she was like a good fighter and they weren't just like, oh yeah, she knows how to fight. But no, she knows how to fight. She can kill, she can defend herself, and she's good at it. And I love when characters are good at stuff they do. Not when they're like hyped up and then they're like in the moment and it's like, I don't know what to do. So that was, I loved seeing that. Also, Poppy's very smart, except for, when it comes to the heart. But everyone, that always happens, When the heart is involved, everything goes to shit. Excuse the language, but it's true. Never mix business with pleasure. We got that quote from our dear, dear, dear Kieran, who I grew weirdly attached to, even though he only really makes an appearance like in the last few chapters, because he comes out for like 5 seconds in the beginning, but then in the last few chapters he's around more. But it was so weird. I grew attached to him and I thought he was gonna die for 1 second. I was like, no, not him. I wasn't even that, like, I didn't even think that when Victor, who I was more attached to, passed away. But Kieran, I don't want him to die for some reason. Let's talk Hawk, or should I say the prince, the dark one, Mr. Castile, Mr. Cass. I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. When she said in the first sentence, when she said for the first time, oh, the dark one, I was like, her love interest is gonna be the dark one. I called it. I texted my friend, I was like, her love interest is gonna be the dark one, isn't it? She was like, I can't tell you. I'm like, okay, but I can see it. I can see it coming. Then she met Hawk. And I was already not trusting. I was already like looking out for the dark one because I knew he was going to be a love interest. I just knew it. So when she was like, oh, he moved so fast. Oh, he did this that I don't even know how he did it. And I was like, I was right. But yeah, Hawk is so good. Such a good character because I know there's so much more to the story and I can't wait for it. I am very excited because I know there's more. I know there's more. And I know you know there's more if you have read this book. And you better have read this book if you're listening to the spoilery part. Because if you haven't read it and you're listening to the spoilery part, you will be heartbroken. Let's talk about the Duke for a second. And I only have one thing to say about the Duke. Because if not, I'm gonna get upset. And I don't want that. We don't want that. We're gonna skip over the fact that the Duke and the Lord even exist. Thankfully, they're both dead, and we shall appreciate that forever. But the Duke, never call him Dorian in my presence. I do not accept the fact that his name is Dorian. There's only one Dorian, and he's the love of my life, and we are not talking. We're not calling him Dorian. We're calling him the Duke. Okay? Other names are acceptable.
A-hole, meanie, dummy, dead, stupid.
So yeah, don't ever call him Dorian in my presence, or don't say anything. His name is not Dorian. I'm sorry, Jennifer Armentrout. I'm sorry, you probably thought about his name long and hard, or maybe just picked it randomly. But his name is not Dorian. It's not. I refuse. Poppy's gift. I just like Hawk that I think there's more coming, and I think there's a lot more to the story. For Poppy's gift, I know there's a lot more that hasn't been explored in this book. She is probably gonna end up being some crazy powerful badass that nobody can stop, and I'm here for it. So I'm looking forward to seeing her beat everyone with a little touch. The end. The end was an intense rate of emotions that I didn't even want to embark on. I was so nervous to read it because I knew there was going to be heartbreak when that guy, when Philip. Why did they have to kill Philip? Poor Philip did nothing other than try to defend the maiden. Such innocent blood spread. I need to take a second. Okay.
Poor Philip came and told Poppy what's going on. He's like, Hawk is not good. I know you're attached to him. Everybody knew. But you know he's not good. Him and Kieran, this is weird. I've never even heard about them. Don't trust what's going on. Poppy's like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, sure, but she doesn't believe him. She thinks Philip is the descender that wants to take her away, to take her to the Dark One. She gets heartbroken. She gets heartbroken. Her heart is broken worse than this corner of my book. They almost killed Poppy. Poppy almost died. Then Hawk, or I guess Castiel, came, saved her, fed her his blood, and she got all better.
Then when she realized that he was the Dark One, she stabbed him in the heart.
And obviously he was a little angry, you know. I would be too, you know, the girl that I have feelings for stabbed me in the heart. She wanted to kill me. But then he runs after her because he can't be killed by a stab in the heart because he is an Atlantean. And he's the prince and he's important. So the only way you can kill him is by cutting his head off or in the brain. Anyways. Then he goes and feeds on her because that'll make him better. And then they have sex. And then he takes her to dinner where on the wall is everyone that tried to kill her.
And then he tells everyone that she's part Atlantean, which means she's not completely mortal, which means her parents aren't her parents, or there's some story behind it.
And then he says they're going home to Atlantia because that's the only way they can get married. He said they were getting married. I thought they were fighting. But no, they're getting married, I guess. And this book starts exactly where this one left off. Like the last quote of this book, which is, "We go home to marry my princess." That's the first quote of this book. We go home to marry my princess. It's really confusing. It just leaves you there and you're like, we go home to marry? Marry? What do you mean marry? She just stabbed you in the heart. It was an epic ending. It really just left me breathless.
It left me wanting more. And I'm glad I have that book to keep going because I could never just leave it here, which makes me really scared for how that one's going to end and then how I'm going to have to leave that. And then how long I'm going to have to wait for the next one. And last but not least, I'm going to tell you guys everything that I want from A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. AKA the next book. More book cast. Like I said, I know there's so much more to the story and I need it. I also need more sassy conversations because I love the sass. I want to meet Puppy's brother because she really thinks highly of him, but he's an Ascended, and Ascended, as we've learned, are a-holes. And she thinks so highly of him, so I really want them to meet again and see what happens. I don't want a wedding, at least not yet, so please, no wedding. No, don't go get married. I'm forbidding it. I know it's already written, but I don't want them to get married. I want to see Tawny again. Tawny. This is Poppy's best friend, or Poppy's only friend, because she was assigned to accompany Poppy as the maiden when she was the maiden. She's not the maiden anymore. We all know what happened. I want to know the story of Poppy's parents. And I want to meet the queen, because I know the queen knows everything. I know the queen is going to be the real villain. I can feel it. I can feel that she's the one that's going to end up being the bad guy. And if she's not, well then, at least Poppy has someone that's good around her life. Because let me tell you, everybody that she meets sucks. And that's all for this review, guys. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought of From Blood and Ash. Also, leave down below some of your favorite Jennifer Armentrout books. This one's definitely mine, but I haven't read any others, so I'm biased. And also comment down below what other videos you want to see. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.